Today on the Code Bet Daily, EPL Matchweek 17, previewing everything and in between. Stats guy, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to a bit of Miggy Almiron to score again. There we go, ding. And Chelsea to get back on the winners list.
Boo, go Arsenal. I'm looking forward to the Festival of Football over the next 3 weeks. It's Code Bet Daily. Check it out. There it is.
Well done.
It's Code Bet Daily. Thank you. I'm like Prime Noi, but I don't have a broken leg. It's December 22, the Code Bet Daily, episode 26, according to you, Stats guys.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure that's right.
I'm going to trust you on that one,
We'll have to look
despite
back on
that
that.
horrible scarf that you've got on. We'll get into that later. Of course, I'm Alex. I'm a guy. That's good to know. And you're Stats guy.
Yeah,
and you're
I'm Liam,
hoping
yeah.
that your team can lift themselves up the table in the next few weeks.
I'm very worried about Chelsea. I'm really hoping that we can get back into some form. I think we can. We've still got a great squad, but it'll just be interesting. The next few games are vital for going up the table.
So for those who haven't seen the video and Stats Guy's in a Chelsea scarf, I'm in my Arsenal shirt. We're here to talk about the EPL and, well, basically the upcoming Festival of Football that we're going to have over the next 3 weeks. I mean, I feel a bit weird. We haven't had football for 5 days. It's kind of lonely in my life right
with
now.
the World Cup going on.
Waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning to watch games.
Yeah.
And you
Oh, wait,
rolling
there's
out of bed
nothing
at 7 to watch the highlights.
Yeah. No, it's good that it's back. I've been pumped for it to be back. There's a lot of good players that unfortunately weren't able to qualify for the World Cup, just like Haaland or Salah. So it's good that it's back and we can see some of the best players again.
Yeah, really looking forward to that. As I said, well, basically it's sort of the halfway part of the season.
Pretty
Given
much,
we're coming into match week 17. Most teams have played 14 or 15 games so far for 37 in total. So it's just madness between now and the end of May. But
It is.
at this point, is there been any shocks or surprises for you so far? I know I've got my own, but what have you got for us so far?
I've loved Newcastle. Obviously, they're third. No one thought they were going to jump up that quickly. They've just built a squad. They just know how to play their role. They haven't got many standout players. A lot of guys just not on that massive pay packets like the other teams, but they're up to third, which is unbelievable. So, crazy.
It's a lesson in spending money wisely
Yeah.
instead of dumb money like some teams have done in recent years. Hello, Tony Khan.
they got
Fulham.
Ramirez, Nick Pope, just players that have been really good in the Premier League. Not like superstars like Haaland and things like that, but they just know how to play their role and they're getting the job done every week.
Yeah, I've been pumping up Newcastle's ties since sort of the start of the year as well.
Yeah.
When they weren't winning games, it's like, no, that there's blocks building here for Howe and the team he's building, and they'll probably get some players in January. For me, the biggest shock of all is it's a mix between Arsenal being on top,
of course.
5 points clear, or Liverpool being down in the doldrums where they are at the moment.
Or even Chelsea eighth,
Yeah, but that's sort of, compared to where Liverpool have been the last few years.
Yeah.
Having them, in sixth, 15 points off the lead is a bit of a shock. Whereas Chelsea, you've sort of been up and down like
still
Must
very
be a
disappointing
London thing.
But everyone thought Liverpool, Man City was just going to be fighting out for at least the next few years, and it hasn't been the case so far. I think they'll come back up, and you were saying
I think Liverpool are going to charge back up the table in the next sort of couple of months. But
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, look, some of the teams have started off playing some games obviously this morning, and tomorrow morning you've got Manchester City and Liverpool playing the EFL Cup. So players are still playing a ridiculous amount of football. So it's going to be.
There's been a few that literally I think had less than a week off, and then they're
professional athletes. It's the middle of the season.
It's just a bit crazy. They've had a half a season, then they've had a World Cup, and then they're playing right again.
If I was getting paid £100,000 a week, I'd find a way.
That is true. They're getting paid a lot.
But look, let's rip into it. We're going to go through the games for match week 17 and then sort of touch on at the end of it. There's only a couple of massive games you would suggest in the 2 weeks following, because obviously the Code Bet Daily is going into a bit of a sort of a Christmas break till we come back in the new year with tennis and everything else that's going to go on. So you got something for your ear holes today and some NBA stuff with you and James later on.
Well, we'll get into this first.
We'll start off Boxing Day at 11:30 p.m. So if you're on the real big sesh after the cricket, hopefully the Aussies have rolled through South Africa again. I'm going Josh Hazel. Let's keep that argument for another day. Brentford and Tottenham is the first game. It's not the most exciting start, but
no, Brentford, they've actually gone pretty well, Brentford.
I mean, they did knock off Manchester City in the last game in absolutely wild scenes.
No, they've
Tottenham come into this, obviously $1.87 favourites, sort of the best price I saw, and Brentford $3.90, the draw $3.60. This is, of course, Brentford's home game, so Tottenham do have to travel. How are you looking at this one?
Oh, I think Tottenham, I'm surprised Tottenham are those odds. They're in the top 4 for a reason. They've got a very, very good squad. Harry Kane obviously had a bit of a stinker at the end of the World Cup with missing that penalty, but I think he's too professional to not have another ripper game here. He's already got 12 goals this season. Yeah, so second. I think they'll be good, but Brentford have actually been pretty good. They're in the top half. 10th. They're 10th. So maybe that's why the odds suggest that. Good. But I think, Tottenham should get the job done.
Do we mention Ivan Toney? And given the fact that we're a betting show and he's up for 292 betting charges.
Oh my God.
What is going on?
That's what I was saying to you. I wasn't sure if he was playing. Apparently he is going to play.
He's been charged.
But that is a joke.
Guilty. if he is guilty,
yeah,
he is.
290 charges for betting. I don't know what's going on there.
Nothing wrong with liking a bet, but dude, pick your lane.
Not if you. Yeah, anyway.
But yeah, so we're both of the agreement here. Tottenham should just roll through and ideally get the job done. Potentially, hopefully, Tottenham play in a bright yellow Guernsey. So Richarlison thinks he's playing for Brazil.
Well, they've got their away kit, I think, or their third kit is that fluoro yellow one. Maybe if they will be playing that, I'm pretty sure actually. So if they play in that, maybe Richarlison might fire up because maybe I'm playing for Brazil. He might do his pigeon dance. We'll see.
Or we just see another sick bicycles. He's full of Christmas carbs and he's ready to go. So Tottenham to win for that one for both of us. Any suggested bets in that one, or you sort of?
I think you got to go Kane goal scorer, which is around $1.90 on most of the sites. I'm pretty sure. So or around $2, which is low, but I think he'll fire up and want to show that he's still one of the best players.
I'll stick with just Tottenham getting the job done at $1.91. Just play it nice and safe. Hopefully, Antonio Conte in the last 5 weeks has figured out how to play some slightly attacking football.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Next up, your boys, Newcastle.
My second boys.
Travel. Sorry, you're in that. But yeah, your second team, Newcastle, travel across to King Power Stadium to take on, I'd say, probably one of the disappointments of the season so far in Leicester City. Obviously, Leicester City, they've got a decent squad, but they've obviously sold off some players.
They had some injuries at the start, which didn't help them, but yeah.
But yeah, and there's a chance Yuri Tielemans might leave because he's out of contract at the end of the season, and the fact that we run into January soon. Leicester may cash in because they are strapped for funds, which is why they've been selling players. So who knows? Newcastle, they're entrenched in the top four. I've been all aboard them making the top four.
Absolutely.
They have a ridiculous amount of money riding on them to make the top four. So please hold on. Maybe buy some more players in the transfer window.
Yeah.
But how do we look at this game? Is this just a matter of Newcastle turning up and winning, or do we see Leicester with basically most of their players not going to the World Cup? Tielemans and Maddison not getting a minute.
Yeah.
They're well rested, I guess.
I think Leicester will have a more full strength squad just because of that World Cup, most likely. And I think they are better than their table position suggests. They've won 4 of their last 5. They got some players back just before the World Cup started. They're better than 13th. I think they can push for the top 8. They've just got a great squad. They've got Maddison, who obviously has been in amazing form. He's got 8 goals, I think 4 assists, which is unbelievable. I think it's the best stats for
a team that's going
player.
that poorly as well.
So he was very unlucky not to play.
I'm amazed he didn't get a minute.
Yeah, because he's a classy player.
That England squad was so stacked.
Good team, but I think Newcastle. Oh, there goes the alarm.
There goes the alarm.
Just to do the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like, guys, you got to record. But we were early. Look at us. We're professionals.
But Newcastle look like they'll be too strong. And they're over $2 on most sites.
$2.20.
Which is amazing for a team that's third.
Yeah, bit shocked at that. But also, I think the market's still underrating. Like I've said all along, the market's underrating Newcastle. They've been overrating Liverpool and Chelsea's form as well to a degree. So we'll see how we go there. But I think Newcastle should go there and get the job done. I don't mind the $2.20, but
absolutely,
come on, mate. We're talking about Newcastle.
Yeah, we'll talk about Miggy. Like, I'm not even that big of a fan of the whole Newcastle, but I love Miggy. He's won me some money
for people who don't know who Miggy is.
Miguel Almiron. He's the Paraguayan beast up in the midfield. He plays attacking on the wings, bit of midfield. He scored in 6 of his last 7 games, and I think he'll score again in this one.
Stats guy's cashed up for Miggy, ladies.
Yeah, so that's all I bet on in the Premier League.
Stats guy on TikTok. I think that's what it is, isn't it, Leo?
But he's also $5.50 to score, which is amazing on Bet365. He's $1 or $2 less on every other site, but so get on Bet365.
So Bet365 haven't caught up.
No, they haven't caught up all season, so definitely get some money off them, I reckon.
And we forgot to mention earlier as well, Southampton take on Brighton. Obviously not one of the bigger games that we're going to talk about, but do you have a lean either way there?
Oh, I love what I'm seeing from Brighton. They've got a very good team in attack. They've
Southampton suck.
And Southampton have been pretty poor. So you got Trossard, who's been unbelievable for Brighton, and I think they'll get the job done.
Yeah, I'm going with Brighton as well, but not a game that we're sort of keen on. Similar to this next game we're going to talk about as well, which is Crystal Palace taking on Fulham. Look,
it is an important clash.
It's a good mid-table
for the top half.
game.
For the top half, I think I'd put a bet on Crystal Palace finishing in the top half. Was one of my best bets, just because I think they're a really good defensive team. But that'll be a really close game, I think. Yeah,
Mitrovic sort of wasn't at his best during the World Cup. Obviously, Serbia were pretty poor there, and he'll be looking to atone for that effort there with Fulham. He's been scoring goals pretty easily, but this is 9th versus 11th, so
it's important. They're both pushing for the top 8.
They're also only a couple of losses away from being down in the relegation battle again, because they're both on 19 points.
It's like a 6-point game almost, pretty much.
It is. So look, I don't have much of a thing there. Probably more of a draw game for me, and Mitrovic to score at any time.
Probably.
A suggestion for me, but other than that, not really super enthused on that one. I'm sorry to say. Same goes for Everton and Wolves. That's I think we could see some goals in that. Not from Wolves. I was about to say Wolves do struggle.
Not from Wolves, but I just feel like Wolves. I think that is going to slowly get worse. Lots of their players are getting a bit older now, like Jimenez, and I don't know. I don't see them getting many wins at all from the rest of the season.
Yeah, I just don't see. I think Everton do have the potential to be better, but Wolves, they've just been so bad, and the market's sort of telling you that the fact that they're $3.20 in this game, Everton are $2.30. I'm not confident with Everton at all.
I haven't liked Everton.
If I'm having a bet in this game, it's going to be the under 1.5 goals for the match.
I don't mind that actually.
I don't find it. Well, I saw because there's no fluidity to their attack.
They're actually solid defense, but their attack. I'm still salty about Everton beating Celtic when I went and watched them in Sydney. So I hope Everton go down a bit, but they're not too bad.
Well, under 1.5 goals, $2.85 with Ladbrokes. Sort of a bet I didn't mind for that game, but we've probably talked about that game way too much given the fact that it's
that's all right. Yeah.
Everton and Wolves because we need to get on to Aston Villa and Liverpool. Obviously, Liverpool
that's big,
going to Villa Park, which is well, Emery in charge now of Villa, not Stevie G anymore. That would have been
I forgot about that, actually.
A bit more of an interesting game there. So
is that his second game in charge? He got a win in his first game. I think it's his
third game in charge. Okay, so it's a very interesting game because obviously Liverpool, majority of their stars didn't go to the World Cup.
Yep.
Obviously Virgil van Dijk was there, but obviously
Nunez was there, but
didn't make
they didn't make it out of the group
run.
Stage, and deep runs.
Whereas Bobby Firmino and Mo Salah have just been chilling. Basically waiting to get back to here, basically making sure that their bodies are in tip-top shape.
Chilling with Haaland, maybe.
As if they'd been chilling with each other. I know Liverpool and Manchester are close, but no way, no.
I'm joking.
How do you see Liverpool's season so far and coming into this game? Obviously, they're deserved favourites given their form. They are $1.72 up against Villa, $4.50 and $3.80 for the draw. I see Liverpool really making a hectic run up the table in the next month.
Yeah, it sort of happened at the start of the season where they had a bit of a poor run and then they won 7-0, I think, or something against Bournemouth, I'm pretty sure it was. I think it could be.
Coach.
Yeah, and then so I think it could be a similar sort of thing like that. I think Liverpool's squad, they've well rested. They've got awesome attack. They just need to be better at finishing. The first half of the season, they were having possession. They just couldn't finish at all. So if they can finish, it'll be a big scoreline.
And if you had a look at some of those stats where you look through like a FOTMob website or something and even through us at CodeBet, we've got all of our statistical analysis. Hit us up.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a really good website.
That's all right, yeah.
A lot of expected wins and expected scores for Liverpool. They've been going under it. So the stats say they should be better than what they are.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was on expected goals and expected wins from how the games have been played so far, they should be something like third or fourth.
Yeah,
so you're expecting them to rocket up the table and not be 15 points.
No, I don't know if they can finish in the top 4, but they should get close.
Finishing in the top 4. That's I don't know.
I just really have not liked what I've seen so far. I would give me in 2 weeks' time if they've won a few games.
When you get back from Bali, even though it's a holiday shame, you realise they're $1.65 to make the top 4 currently.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the top 4 right now. I think I'm being biased with Chelsea. I still think we can push for maybe 5th, but I don't know.
You're $4.35 to make the top 4. Betting markets hate you guys.
Yeah, which is probably fair enough the way we've been playing. But I think Liverpool have just been just as bad, so it'll be interesting.
I think Liverpool, the market's got them in the right spot. The luck just hasn't fallen their way. Obviously, a lot of injuries have gone their way. Be interesting to see if they do anything in the January transfer window. I mean, Klopp has had 5 weeks to figure out what's been going on.
He's probably been sucking.
He probably always finds a way. But is there any bets that you sort of like out of this game? I know I've previewed it for the website. That'll be up over the weekend for everyone to check out. But I'm pretty keen on Liverpool to go here and absolutely dust them here.
Even a halftime, full-time bet, I think, is a pretty safe one with Liverpool. They love to attack early. And then, they'll want to need a big win just to move up the table with the goals scored.
You're getting 262 about the half-time, full-time double, and even Mo Salah to score first was about $4.25.
Yeah, I like both of those,
Like, feels a bit unders, but given the fact that that's not even a word. Good use, Alex. My nan's going to kill me at Christmas lunch this weekend. But the fact that he wants to show everyone, he's just got to, it's that thing. You're out of sight, out of mind for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You want to remind the world how good you are.
Absolutely.
No better place to go to Villa Park and put an absolute hurting on them.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong at all.
We'll go across to my boys. I'm in the Guernsey.
You're in there, yeah.
Arsenal taking on West Ham at home.
It's a pretty big game as well. London derby.
Yeah, one of the lower scale ones. Let's be real. We get up for Chelsea and we get up for Tottenham, West Ham and Fulham. No Gabriel Jesus for 3 months is probably the biggest injury news out of for an EPL team, that is. And as much, he hadn't been scoring.
People were roasting him about goals, but he's still a big influence on the pitch.
He was doing what Harry Kane was doing for England during the World Cup.
Absolutely.
He was there creating chances and assisting and getting into the right spots. It was just a matter of
getting double team, passing it off, things like that.
Yeah. So not having him for 3 months, not ideal. No disrespect to Eddie and Keita.
Yeah.
He's going to replace him.
Yeah.
You're not Gabriel Jesus.
He scored in most games he's come off the bench and things like that, though, so I think he'll be all right.
It is a bit of a worry, though, for Arsenal that they've been going so good, but their depth isn't the strongest, which does worry me a touch, but the fact that
I think they'll still hold on, to the top spot for a while.
We are $1.50, and we're expected to obviously go. When I say we, as if I'm playing for them, but you have a look at sort of Arsenal. You know, Bukayo Saka, they got knocked out early, so he's well rested. Martin Odegaard didn't go across. Granit Xhaka went out in the group stages.
Yeah.
Ben White didn't play at all during,
especially those English players.
Ramsdale didn't play, so
they're well rested.
A lot of those Arsenal players haven't gone through a deep tournament like, some of the Man City players. Actually, some of the Tottenham ones have sort of gone pretty deep as well.
Yeah.
We didn't, when we get on to talking about Brighton, we didn't talk about McAllister before he leaves.
Yeah.
He just won a World Cup. He could be hung over for the next month.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he'll be not wanting to play for at least a couple of weeks.
But some interesting stats here is in the last 10 games for Arsenal at home, over 2.5 goals.
Yeah, I think that's a really good bet because they just know how to finish. They love exciting the home fans. They're just unstoppable at home this season.
Martinelli on that wing as well.
Yeah.
He's been a really good, obviously, as he's progressed through the stages for Arsenal. Obviously, he's talking about a new contract, £200,000 a week.
Yep.
But like you, Arsenal over 2.5 goals.
Yeah.
My double bet with Bluebet, absolutely love that. So I think West Ham's their attacking formation really doesn't. No,
they've been trying to rotate it every game, and it just hasn't worked out. So,
and also there's been 22 league matches between the two teams since 2010. How many do you think Arsenal have won?
Oh, I was just going to look at the run sheet.
Yeah, you just cheated.
I'd say about 17, I think. Yeah,
Shut
just
up,
around.
It is 17.
17. There you go.
And as of note, Arsenal have won their last 9 at home, so really good bet.
Yeah, at home, I think they're probably one of the best teams in the league.
I hate saying it like it's your anchor. Arsenal at $1.50 just to win is your anchor bet of
Chuck
your
it into multi if you want.
Absolutely,
that's a lock. That's a lock. Yep.
Geez, you really put the mock on there. As we go to talk about your team, Chelsea, taking on Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge, and you don't have the best record against Bournemouth.
I'm in the scarf. I'm getting pretty hot, but I'll keep this scarf on. I really, really want us to just get a big statement win here. I thought we would, and I thought our past results would be all right, but we've actually lost 2 of the last 3 against Bournemouth and drew in the other one. So, which is unbelievable for a team that it's been horrible and up and down in the league. So, yeah. Yeah,
Chelsea $1.32, the draw $4.80, and Bournemouth $9.50. Really telling you all the sort of
it's probably about right,
to know about that. And I mean, if you guys lose to Bournemouth, even though they haven't been too bad,
no, they've been
but
all right.
their goal differential this season's terrible.
They don't have a good defense.
They're one of the worst in the league. I think they're minus 14 or 15. So, the fact that you're coming up against a team like that,
but our attack's been poor.
Raheem Sterling needs to lift. Is Aubameyang going to get on the pitch? Chelsea has spent all this money in the off season. So similar to sort of what Arsenal did 12 months ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it took them till after Christmas to gel and everything to sort of get going the way that, you've brought in the new manager, like Potter's come in as well.
I like him,
he's had at least he's had another month without games to figure out what his best
strategize a bit more.
Because I suppose the biggest difference for Chelsea here and the biggest worry for them is you guys don't know what your best 11 is.
No.
It's similar to England in the World Cup.
In the past, it was sort of a good thing not to know that because we sort of had lots of players rotating when we won the Champions League and things like that. But this year, we haven't had that luxury of just winning games with any lineup. We've only won, not too many games when you're sitting in 8th. So I think we will get a big statement win here just to start that second half of the season off really well.
So what are you looking out for? Because this is obviously one of the shortest price favourites of the weekend other than Man City. Like they're $1.30 and I think Man City are about $1.25.
Yeah, so same as Chelsea.
What are you looking for Chelsea and also for something, to give some of the punters out there, just something to sort of latch on to?
Yeah, I'm thinking this could be like good for your multi. The blue bet double again, Chelsea win and under 2.5 goals. We haven't been that lethal in attack. We've lost and won 1-0 in our last 4 matches. So it's just that we grind out. We have a pretty good defense, so I think it will be close. I know Bournemouth's defense is pretty average, but our attack isn't flying at all. So I think Chelsea win and under 2.5, 287. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, Chelsea's only scored 17 goals in the 14 games so far.
So
sort of
I think it could be low scoring, but we should get the job done.
When you compare it to a Man City who have scored 40 from 14.
That's crazy.
That's insanity.
Haaland-esque.
Yeah.
Up front.
We'll talk about Manchester United and Notts, obviously. There's a bit to go to this game. Obviously, Jesse Lingard comes back to Old Trafford for the first time.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
After leaving, because basically Man United like, hey, we're not renewing your contract. You aren't that good. And
he's only good every 2 years.
Goes to, I think it's either 120,000 or 220,000. Something stupid for Jesse Lingard per week. He scored this morning in the EFL Cup against some second division team. I think it was Blackburn or something. But yeah, Notts Forest have been terrible. I expected a lot from them. Well, not a lot. I expected them to sort of finish...
Be out of the relegation zone,
12th to 15th to be out of that relegation zone. But they are smack bang in the middle of it at the moment.
I think they signed 18th. A record 26 players or something like that.
They spent like 200 and something
which is ridiculous. But it shot them in the foot. They can't find a lineup that's correct. So that's going to get some wins.
I mean, other than Wolves, they're the second lowest scoring team. In the EPL this season.
Which I thought Lingard, he was really good, I think a year and a half ago at West Ham. I thought he could still...
I'm shocked he didn't go there in the end, actually.
Yeah, I think it suits him a lot better. They just don't have enough speed and class in attack to finish. So they'll struggle in this one.
United are $1.30. The draw's $5 and $10 for Notts. You look at Manchester United, the Cristiano Ronaldo, gone.
Yep.
See ya, bye.
They don't have to worry about him anymore.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out, the non-goat. And then Ten Hag. Ten Hag ball started to roll. I know everyone talks about it.
It was working, You
just look at him through his time. Once he gets his system in place and it starts working and the players buy in, the results come. You saw that when he went all the way through the Champions League, all the way through to that semi-final. Was that 3 years ago now? It was pre-COVID.
That must have been right. But they play... just a sort of simpler brand of football. They're not trying to do too much. They just pass it through the midfield, and they've just been finishing. They just found goals from all different players, and they've been really good.
And for United, they've won. I think they've lost just one of their last 12 across all competitions. Obviously, in really good form. League, Europa League, everything else. They've only lost
doesn't surprise me though.
One from their last 12. So, and that was to Man City, where they got absolutely dusted.
Yeah,
so
right.
Fair enough, but. Bruno Fernandes has scored a goal in 3 of their last 4 night matches. Like, you get some really weird, quirky stats that they're going to come up.
But he's a good bet any game to score. Yeah. He loves shooting from longer. He takes a lot to their free kicks. So
they should get the job done. $1.30 as well. Probably a bit of a short price, but this is one where you maybe take the Manchester United to score 2 or more goals. I think I saw that was about $1.87.
Oh, that's very good.
I don't mind that. Marcus Rashford to score anytime, $2.87 with Blue Bet was a good form for England,
so he might continue. He's sort of been one of those players, the what if sort of players, but he's still had a good career.
He's not a what if though. He's young.
Yeah. He's still young. I don't even know how old he is.
He'd be 25.
Yeah, right.
I'm going to Google that right now. You keep talking about him.
He's been really good for England. So I think he could bring that form for Manchester United. If he can find that consistent form, he's one of the best.
Marcus Rashford is 25 years old.
Yeah, wow. So he's still
got
built into his prime. So he could score in this one. That's a good bet, I think.
Yeah, I don't mind him as now. I think he's going to be that focal point up in attack. Obviously, they got Anthony there. They spent the £100 million on him. They're still going to be the front two. Up front, obviously, Bruno Fernandes just slotting in at the back there, and then just dependent on how Ten Hag wants to roll with the rest of his squad as well. Obviously, Casemiro's there as well.
Martinez from Argentina, if he plays soon, because he was starting in their defense.
Him and Rafael Varane have been an underratedly really good combination since they joined together.
It'll be interesting the first few games. They might have to start Maguire or...
we haven't even mentioned Maguire. He was fantastic in the World Cup.
But every time he plays for Manchester United, he seems like a whole different player, which is, I don't get that, but we'll see.
Richarlison for Tottenham.
Yeah, exactly. But I think they should get an easy win.
Yeah, and we finish up with, you really feel bad for Leeds here, don't you?
Yeah, first game back.
They have to host Manchester City with
Haaland, with
Erling Haaland and Pep, who have been chilling for the last 6 weeks going, how the hell did we lose to Brentford?
Oh, he's a robot. So he's just been turned off. He just needs to be reset now. And he's going to probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he scores a hat-trick. I think we said that in one of the other podcasts before. He was mad that, his team...
I can't believe we didn't take the World 50s about Mbappe to score a hat-trick during the World Cup. It was 50-1 before the game to score a hat-trick.
Oh, because there's only been one person ever to do that.
But Messi was like 20s to score a double. Okay. It was ridiculous.
It's easy to say that now.
I know. But we can say that now. But here's your quirky stat of the night.
All right.
City have won their last 26 Wednesday night games in the EPL.
I feel like they would play 1 or 2 a season.
They've won their last 26 stats, guy.
All right, so
stat of the day.
So load up on Manchester City.
Yeah, load up at the $1.28. Real good betting advice there. But over 4.5 goals is hit in 3 of the last 4 Leeds games. So
4.5.
4.5 goals. So Leeds have been playing exciting sports ball. So, then you come up against the attack of Manchester City. Obviously, Phil Foden slotting in back there. You got Kevin De Bruyne. He's probably the one to watch here.
They were well rested as well. Belgium didn't go far.
He had a horrific World Cup.
He did,
so he'd be wanting to be bounced back in a big way.
Yep.
You look at last season between the two teams. City won 11-0 over the 2 games. We could be in for a rout. It was a 7-0 away win for City and 4-0 at home.
One thing City fans should be excited about as well, I don't think Alvarez will play in this game. He might probably be rested because of the World Cup, but he's just gotten better and better. They don't play him enough because of Haaland, but I think in the future, maybe later in the season, they might play him and Haaland up front just because Alvarez was amazing in the World Cup and proved he can play with all different types of lineups. So that's an exciting time for a young guy like him to be future striker of the Premier League.
So my thing for me is with City is they keep scoring all these goals as well, but the thing is they have been leaking some in recent games.
Well, that's most Premier League teams have been leaking goals.
It's only 14 goals, but that's still won a game. So I'm gonna. This is one of my
both teams to score.
Well, not both teams to score. I'm going with the correct score here. I'm gonna have something on 6-0 at 40 to 1, and I'm gonna have something on 6-1 at 50 to 1.
All right. What's both teams to score?
Both teams score.
It'd probably be
a lot,
$1.70 or something.
Less than that. Yeah. So,
but 6-0.
But just having a look at that.
I don't mind a smashing. So you're saying a whomping, as we was it?
An absolute whomping. Both teams to score is $1.73, but the fact that City have so much firepower, and it also depends. And the thing is, they've got a good rest between the game tomorrow morning in the League Cup before they play this game on a Wednesday night. So what's that? I think
they'll play different lineups as well.
Well, it's 6 days. It's Thursday night to Wednesday night. So they've got 6 days to chill
Alvarez
out and recover.
might actually play, That'd be
so this one is obviously on 7 o'clock on Thursday morning for Australia. We got some great
time. There's a few at 11:30. There's a few at 7 o'clock. That's good.
Yeah, but once we get past that, like obviously on Boxing Day, the first game's at 11:30. But then it's like you wake up the next morning for Arsenal and West Ham at 7 a.m.
That's awesome. Yeah.
On
London derby.
Wednesday, 7 a.m. is Manchester United and Notts Forest. On Thursday, 7 a.m. is Leeds and Man City. And then the thing is, you've only got the 30th. Is the only day that there is no football in the EPL. Until
the 6th, isn't it?
I think it's like until the 7th or 8th. So
that's amazing.
Saturday on New Year's Eve,
Premier League lovers
7 a.m. you've got Liverpool and Leicester to kick it off. Obviously, we're not going to go through and preview all those games now. It's too hard to preview 3 rounds of football.
Yeah, that's okay.
When we don't really know what's going to happen. But there's obviously a couple of big games that are coming up. Probably, you'd say the biggest would be Arsenal and Newcastle on the 4th of January. That's probably the biggest game. A win there for Arsenal more than likely keeps them on top and sort of dents Newcastle a little bit. And that's obviously, that game's at the Emirates. So that is a massive game. If Newcastle can get a point out of that, or if Arsenal can win, it could really swing the top 4 and even potentially the title race.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I think these games, these next few weeks, even though they're sort of...
it's clumped.
Clumped, that's the word I was looking for. They'll have different lineups and they'll just be interesting to see where they end up after that because... Like there's lots of games that are 6-point swing games. So it'd be really interesting.
Yeah. So is there anything, so obviously we'll come back after Christmas and everything else in the new year and probably after this festival of football. I think we're back on the 10th. So we'll do something after the 3 weeks where we'll sort of break down what's happened and find some bets going forward. But is there any bets that you sort of are liking the look of between now and the end of the season that, some of the punters can get some Christmas cheer out of?
Yeah. Are you saying is in top 8 or
top 8?
Like
it can be anything as long as it's.
I think that was the one I was
EPL.
Looking at was Crystal Palace just top half. I think it was close to $1.90 on most sites. I think they are a really good defensive team, and you got Zaha up front. If he can continue his form, they'll do a lot better than people think. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad bet. Like I've been saying all along, Newcastle to make the top 4. They're $2.10 at the moment.
Are they still $2.10? Okay,
still $2.10. So I don't mind that. I've backed them at $6 and $4. I follow the trend in.
Perfect.
Well, there wouldn't be a market for it anymore, but Arsenal before the start of the season were $4 to be the top London club.
Oh, yeah. Well, they'll easily get that now,
or ideally they should get that. But then there's one to finish bottom. I'm going to back Wolves at $5.
Oh, is Notts the favourite?
Notts favourite at $2.80. Bournemouth at $3.30.
I think Notts
but I'm going to back Wolves.
Better than Wolves, yeah. That's a very, very good odds for that.
So that means, if you can find a market, I think there's some markets around with Ladbrokes and Blue Bet where you can pick first and last.
Yep.
So Manchester City are going to get past Arsenal at some stage. I know that even as the most...
I hate Arsenal, but I still think you got a good chance of winning, which is very hard to say, but I think you got a good chance of winning. If you can...
I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm used to us bottling it. I thought we couldn't miss top 4 last year and we found a way. We lost to Southampton with 2 weeks to go.
Yeah, it could go either way. It could drop off a cliff, but I do feel like you will have a really good chance at winning.
If we miss top 4 from here, just blow up the joint. We shouldn't.
No, you won't.
That's what I mean. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the Newcastle top 4 and Wolves to finish bottom as sort of the 2 bets I want to have between now and then. Obviously, the next couple of weeks could change it all up, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Matchweek 17.
Matchweek 17, everything else in between.
What's your best bet of Matchweek 17? Maybe a head-to-head. I think
I'll go Arsenal. I'll stick Arsenal
$1.50?
at the $1.50, and even the Arsenal and over 2.5 goals. I'll quickly look that up while you tell me what your best bet is.
I'm going Tottenham $1.91. I think that's really good for a top 4 side.
Yeah, no, I like that. Arsenal and over 2.5 goals as the internet's decided to not work out. Someone pay the internet bill here. I can't find it. Anyway, Arsenal and over 2.5 goals. I reckon that'll be about $2.50, $2.60.
Perfect.
2-1-3-1. Happy days as long as Arsenal get the job done.
Perfect.
Righto. Gerald, thank you. Leo, good job.
Thank you, guys.
Here's your ball back. Good teamwork. Stats guy, enjoy Christmas. Don't get barley belly.
I won't. Yeah.
This is CodeBet Daily. Check out the website. And what do we say, Stats guy?
Gamble responsibly.